It all started with one email. A simple, urgent security alert from Google, sent to a staffer in the middle of a crazy presidential campaign. The email looked real, and the warning was serious. Someone has your password. It told him to click and change it, right now. But that email was a fake. It was a perfectly crafted key, made to unlock the private data of the Democratic National Committee. In 2016, this single fake message tricked some of the most powerful people in politics, leading to nearly 20,000 private emails getting leaked. That leak dominated the news and, some say, even changed the outcome of an election. In the next few minutes, you'll see how that one fake email became a playbook. A playbook that scammers, hackers, and even governments use to trick you. And while we're about to break down how you can protect your personal accounts, for businesses, protecting the entire enterprise from these attacks is a whole different challenge. At Hilaris, we protect enterprise assets from the foundation. Now, for you personally, I'm going to show you the simple red flags, the psychological triggers, that once you see them, you'll never be able to unsee them. So, what even is phishing? Forget what you've seen in movies with crazy code and people typing really fast. Phishing is a con game. It's a type of social engineering, which is just a fancy way of saying they're manipulating people. Scammers aren't kicking down your digital door. They're tricking you into unlocking it for them and handing over the keys. The name says it all. It's like phishing. The attacker is the fisherman, and they cast out bait, an email, a text, or a phone call. You are the fish. The whole point is to get you to bite, to click a bad link, download a virus, or give away your passwords, credit card numbers, or bank info. In the US alone, phishing attacks that lead to something called business email compromise cost companies over $2.7 billion in just 1 year. And the reason it works so well has nothing to do with technology. It has everything to do with how our brains are wired. To beat a scammer, you have to think like one. They know that all humans have certain psychological triggers that make us act before we think. The first, and biggest, trigger is fear. Your brain is built to react to danger. So when an email flashes a subject line like, suspicious login detected, or, your account is about to be closed, it's made to set off your internal panic alarm. And you feel this massive urge to fix the problem immediately. This panic leads right to the next trigger, urgency. Phishing scams are always screaming for you to act now. Verify your details in the next 24 hours or lose access. This fake deadline is designed to stop you from doing the one thing that would ruin their whole plan, pausing to think. They want you to act on pure impulse. The third trigger is authority and trust. We're taught to trust messages from people in charge, our bank, our boss, or a big company like Amazon or Microsoft. Scammers know this. They will copy the logos, the colors, and the exact language of a real company to look legit. The DNC hack worked because the email looked exactly like a real alert from Google. When you think you're talking to a trusted company, your guard just drops. Finally, they get us with our own curiosity and, let's be honest, our greed. An email promising a massive discount, a free prize, or a notification that someone viewed your profile is hard to ignore. These tricks play on our desire to get stuff and our fear of missing out, pushing us to click before we can ask, wait, is this too good to be true? Once you bite, the trap is set. You click the link and land on a web page that looks identical to your real bank login or your Microsoft account. You type in your username and password, but it's all fake. The second you hit enter, your info is sent straight to the scammer. They're like a digital con artist who dressed up as a locksmith, convinced you to give them your house keys, and then cleaned you out. But today, the attacks are getting way more personal and way more sophisticated. The old school phishing attack was like a fisherman casting a giant net, sending millions of generic emails and hoping someone would bite. But today, the attacks are getting way more personal and way more sophisticated. The single most important thing you can do, seriously, is turn on two-factor or multi-factor authentication, 2FA or MFA, on every single account you have. Think of it as a second lock on your door. Even if a scammer steals your password, they can't get in without the second code from your phone or an authenticator app. This one step is the absolute best way to stop them. Next, use a password manager. It's impossible to remember a different, super strong password for every website. This is called spear phishing. Instead of a wide net, think of it like a harpoon aimed directly at you. The attacker does their homework. They look you up on social media, your company website, or find your info from other data breaches. The email they send you might use your name, your job title, or even mention a real project you're working on. Because it feels so personal, it's way more convincing. A really dangerous version of this is business email compromise, or CEO fraud. This is insane. An attacker will impersonate a top executive and email someone in the finance department with an urgent, secret request. I need you to wire $50,000 to this account for a top secret deal. It has to be done in the next hour. Because the request looks like it's coming from the boss, people are often too scared to say no, and it costs companies billions every year. And it's not just email anymore. You've probably gotten a phishing attack, that's phishing through an SMS text message. That random text you got about a package delivery with a weird link, that was a smishing attempt. They'll put a malicious QR code on a poster or in an email, and when you scan it, it takes you to a fake site to steal your information. The use of phishing in attacks is exploding because people are so used to scanning QR codes everywhere. The 2017 Google Docs phish was one of the most brilliant and terrifying attacks ever. Millions of people got an email that looked like a friend was sharing a Google Doc with them. When they clicked the link, it took them to a real Google sign-in page. It then asked for permission for an app called Google Docs to access their account. By clicking Allow, people weren't giving away their password. They were giving a malicious app total access to their entire Google account, all their emails, contacts, and files. It fooled everyone, from regular people to tech journalists, because it used Google's own trusted system against itself. So now that you know their playbook, how do you stop them? The good news is, once you know what to look for, most of these scams are super obvious. You just have to learn to pause and look. First, always check the sender's actual email address. Don't just look at the name. A scammer will use a name like Microsoft Support, but when you hover over, the real address is something like security-alert912@random-domain.com. A real company will always email you from their official domain. Second, look for that urgent or threatening language. Remember, that's their psychological trick. Your bank is not going to threaten to close your account over one email. If a message makes your heart pound, that's your sign to get more suspicious, not less. Third, watch out for generic greetings like, "Dear valued customer." The services you use know your name. A generic opening usually means they're blasting out thousands of emails, just hoping to catch someone. Fourth, and this is the big one, hover over any links before you click. A link might say, "Click here to log into yobank.com, but when you hover your mouse over it, the true destination will pop up, and it might be something sketchy like. Finally, look for bad grammar and spelling mistakes. AI is making these emails better, but a surprising number of them are still full of typos. Big companies have professional writers and editors. Scammers usually don't. If an email sounds weird or clunky, a scammer probably wrote it. Think of it like this: if a stranger showed up at your door with a deal that seemed way too good to be true, you'd be suspicious. You need to have that same energy in your inbox. Spotting a phish is a great skill, but you can also build a digital fortress around your account so that even if you mess up and click a link, you're still protected. The single most important thing you can do, seriously, is turn on two-factor or multi-factor authentication, 2FA/MFA, on every single account you have. Think of it as a second lock on your door. Even if a scammer steals your password, they can't get in without the second code from your phone or an authenticator app. This one step is the absolute best way to stop them. Next, use a password manager. It's impossible to remember a different, super strong password for every website. A password manager does that for you. It creates and saves crazy complex passwords for all your accounts. That way, if one password gets stolen in a phishing attack, the rest of your digital life is still locked down. Also, keep your software updated. You know those annoying update pop-ups? They often have critical security fixes for the exact weak spots that hackers are trying to use. Updating your apps is like patching holes in your digital walls. And finally, just stay skeptical. If you get an unexpected request, even if it looks like it's from someone you trust, take a second to double-check. Don't use the phone number or link in the email. Go to the company's official website yourself or call a number you already have saved to make sure it's legit. The story of phishing isn't about technology, it's about human nature. It's about how our instincts, our fear, our trust, our curiosity, get turned against us. But by understanding the scammer's playbook, you take back all the power. You can see the bait for what it is and choose not to bite. Awareness is your best defense, always. But what if you make a mistake? What if you accidentally click a phishing link? It happens to the best of us, and the worst thing you can do is panic. There are simple, concrete steps you can take to lock down your accounts and fix the damage. And that's exactly what we're breaking down in our next video. If this video helped you see the full story scammers don't want you to see, smash that like button and share it with someone you care about. Every single person who understands these tricks makes the internet a safer place for all of us. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video on what to do after you click. Stay safe, stay smart, and we'll see you in the next one.